Cardinellis again for Green Tech Heat Solutions, and today we're going to talk about the coolest little thermometer, the X-Deck Waterproof Temperature Indicator. Now, this is the temperature indicator, aka the thermometer, that comes free with the Titan package. Now, this is a perfect little Mighty Mouse of temperature indicators that is very accurate and very useful. You just have to make sure you know how to use it properly. Now, inside of the Titan, the big fuselage kind of, the Titan looks like a big jet engine. And right at the front tip of that jet engine, where all of the hot air escapes, there's a small hole that is burrowed in there. The reason why you have that small hole is so that the probe of the temperature indicator, this little guy right here, can rest inside of that small area, thus measuring the temperature of the heat coming out of the Titan. Now, you gotta make sure you do it right though, because heat is not an exact science, but it's a semi-exact science, and you want to have as good a measurement as you possibly can. The reason why I'm making this tip video is because in heat, seconds don't matter, but degrees do. And I'm gonna keep you from committing mistakes by improperly measuring the heat coming out of your Titan. Now, in that little hole, you stick this probe. As long as it is sitting upright and it's as deep into that airflow as possible, you're going to get a correct temperature reading. In fact, that temperature reading is going to be accurate to 1/10 of a degree. However, inside of that little hole, when you stick it right here, it has a tendency, because of the weight of the cord on the side of the Titan, or sometimes because people have brushed it with their leg or accidentally walked by it, it has a tendency to pull a little bit sideways and maybe even come out about an inch or two. Now, it's still gonna measure the general heat of the air, but it's not gonna do it 100% accurately like it is when it is stuck in all the way. So what I like doing is grabbing your blue painter's tape, the same tape that you use to cover the windows with the reflective insulation, or to cover anything else with the thermal heat blankets. Use your blue tape to slightly tape in this probe so it is sitting upright and is pushed down into that hole as far as possible. That way, when your air is really coming out of the Titan at 198 degrees, it won't just show up as 193 or 192, tempting you to slightly raise it, okay? Because if you raise it 5, 6, or 7 degrees too much, that might be the difference between melting a lampshade and not melting a lampshade. Delaminating a cheap piece of plastic or not delaminating a cheap piece of plastic. It'll also make the difference between how much propane you're going to be using in a system, so you will go through less material cost. So, in a nutshell, always use the correct thermometer, and always make sure that you have that thermometer stuck inside of the Titan in the proper way. And if you can do these two things, not only will you be accurate, but you will also be efficient. Now go out there and kill some bugs.